My name's Rona Chadwick. I'm an entrant this year in the Black Swan, and I was in last year. I was lucky enough to be chosen as a finalist. My background is cartooning, and I did a lot of community work. I haven't devoted myself totally to art like many people, so I'm a little bit different, I think, to some of the entrants. But now I'm dedicating myself 100% to my art. I chose as my subject Diana Warnock. Diana is quite a famous broadcaster, very prominent feminist. She did a lot of work in pro-choice, equal opportunity for women over the years. She's now a retired Labor politician, and I've known Diana for a long time. And I asked if she would sit for me, and she kindly agreed to. And I asked her which female artist did she admire, and she said she absolutely adores Clarice Beckett. So the background to this portrait is one of Clarice Beckett's paintings. The Black Swan's just been fantastic. It's I just feel like the opportunities it affords WA artists, one, it's incredibly accessible because you can submit a photo, so it's not a costly exercise to actually just put yourself up for selection, unlike other portrait prizes where it costs you a fortune to shunt your work over there just on a maybe, and then they look at it and say no or yes, but you can pay all that money for nothing. So there's that. There's it's an opportunity to sort of showcase your work to a local audience. I think it's put WA on the map in terms of Australia's now looking at, wow, WA has a portrait prize, and they're sending their works over here, which is really nice. I work from a feminist perspective. I'm very interested in women's culture, a notion of culture being done, works being done by women. I feel like we don't get enough recognition and acknowledgement for women who've really contributed. That's why I choose the ironing boards. I love the ironing boards because I think they just say a lot about the environment we're in without being too dominant. But I also like the shape of them. It has a lot of challenges. When you said about challenges, it has a lot of challenges in that it's long and skinny, and so I have to really think about that. It's very easy to end up with like 3 sections on the board, whereas I'm trying to always unify it because of the length. So that has been a challenge, but and that's why I put in, Diana Warnock with Clarice Beckett, because no one's ever heard of Clarice Beckett, and she's just a wonderful, one of the Misty Moderns artists, produced beautiful work that's of interest to anyone, but it doesn't get shown. So I'm always constantly trying to bring that to the fore. I think that the arts is essentially made up of female arts workers, who promote male artists, white male artists in the main. In terms of how it can improve, I think it is. I think young women now have expectations that are quite different from my era. Basically what I think needs to be done is that women have to get right in the middle of the male artists to make sure they're not forgotten, because I don't know that you'll get the same recognition. Absolutely. It's not going to happen for another couple of 100 years, in my opinion. Wimbledon, Billie Jean King had to say, if you don't give us equal pay in the tennis, I'm not coming back next year. And she was so popular, they finally did it. And Serena Williams actually acknowledged that when she won Wimbledon and thanked Billie Jean. Now, we need that sort of thing in the arts. And so it's a long way off, though. Would you believe it? The arts, which is supposed to be at the razor's edge, is trailing sadly behind. I think women are everywhere and in everything, and it's important that they should be, because they have a perspective, an interesting perspective on things. It's important to have that. Would we want to have Australian culture with no Aboriginal cultural elements? Of course not. Or multicultural elements? Of course not. Well, why not remember that women would like to have some, perspectives in there and some say and some influence on the culture. My culture should not be, dominated and, made sense of from a mostly male point of view. Even though I love male artists, I actually want to see some of, female artists, and I want to hear what they have to say on important topics. I think that's important for all of us. Every one of us, male, female, has, mother, sister, daughter. It's a better world. Everything that's happened as a result of sort of feminism has benefited males as well as females. You know, parental leave is one. Even the guys have parental leave. How good is that?